Okay, earlier we told you that we have a special guest on board with us who also happens to drive a Scirocco. And here he is himself, Eric. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining us right here on Revv Motoring. Thanks. So Eric, tell us a bit more about yourself and also about your fantastic looking ride.
Okay, so basically my name is Eric. I'm 25 years old and I own a Volkswagen Scirocco 1.4 TSI. Okay. So here it is.
Okay, and I believe you've been driving your Scirocco since what, April 2014?
Yes, I bought this car second-hand. Okay. And you know, it was in a stock condition last time we met.
Okay, yeah, I can imagine. The first time we met during the Scirocco Owners Club member, and that was, yeah, the car was totally different, and now it completely looks fantastic with all the upgrades and everything. So tell us a bit more about just some of the things that you kind of did to your car.
Okay, so first of all, it has custom paintwork called Frozen Midnight Blue.
Frozen Midnight Blue, yep. Wow, okay,
and, it has the custom decals and the rims, and mostly I go for handling mods. Right. So as you can see, the car has been lowered.
Right, okay.
Using iBack Pro Kit springs,
okay.
as well as a AP Racing 4-piston brake kit.
Wow.
As well as some other custom body kits like a Scirocco R bumper.
Right, okay.
And the custom cup spoiler.
Wow. Okay, so Eric, the whole reason we called you on board, as you know, you've been driving the Scirocco for over a year, I think over a year plus. So you're the best person to tell us a bit more about the all-new Scirocco. So let's kind of walk over and then have a physical look at it, and then of course you're going to get in the driver's seat and then give us your idea on your thoughts on how that whole new Scirocco feels. Sounds good? Okay, man, let's do it. Okay, Eric. So yeah, right now we're inside the Scirocco. Yes. So give us your thoughts on the whole. So we'll start off with the interior, I guess, you know, and then we'll move on to the whole handling and everything else. So first thoughts, man. How do you feel in this car?
My first thought of this of the interior of the new Scirocco 1.4 TSI is that it looks really good. As you can see, the cages over there is really very nice, and it shows you the turbo boosting and everything. And the seats are comfortable. The ride is good. The leather feels like quality leather, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels very well built, and it's very quiet
by itself.
Okay, so basically this car handles very well. As you can see, just now I went around the bend, and the car gripped the road very well. So, and that's in comfort mode. So you can tell that the handling will be pretty decent, even on a stock suspension setup. Okay, but when you turn the thing into sport,
in sport,
it gets, as you notice, it gets a bit bumpier because the suspension is getting harder. Right. But it allows for better cornering
and also handling, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. So you can take a corner at a higher speed, and power for a single charge is pretty good. I mean, my car is a bit different since it's a twin charge model. Right. This is the single charge, which is a small turbo. But regardless of that, the power still feels very punchy at the start. Yeah, so I think it's pretty good for Singapore roads because what we need is low-end torque. And the torque for this car is not little, it's 200 Nm of torque.
Yeah, definitely.
Compared to the stock, the previous 1.4 TSI, it's 240, so it's only 40 Nm less. So it doesn't feel like it's lacking in terms of torque from the low end. So that's how I feel about the new performance. If you are a new buyer that wants to go into the Volkswagen market, and power is not your main concern, rather handling, comfort, because this is a very comfortable car for a sports car. So if that's your main concern, this car is pretty decent.
Right, and with sales of this car, and globally, of course, I'm talking about globally, since the third generation, close to 1 million of these cars actually been sold, which I think is a pretty big number for Scirocco and for a brand overall. And with this whole new fourth generation coming out, we've seen a number of them on the roads, and a lot of people have been asking us, you know, about the whole new Scirocco, how it feels. I mean, that's the reason why we decided to get a guy who's been driving the car for a year and who knows the car best to give us his thoughts. And so I think it's really helpful to a new buyer or anybody who's planning on upgrading from say the third gen to fourth gen, and you're looking for a whole different setup. I think this car will definitely kind of fill that gap for them in terms of the new car.
Well, this car gives you a lot of different requirements. So if you're looking for something that's practical but still looks good and is reasonably powerful for a single charge 1.4, this car is pretty decent.
Alright, okay, so Eric's going to show us a bit of how the car feels in terms of pickup, and like I said, because he knows the car best, he's going to give us his thoughts. Okay, so let's
Alright, so right now I'm going to put the car in manual.
Okay.
And it's down to first gear.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go, man, let's go.
It's pretty good for a 122 horsepower car. It doesn't feel like 122 horsepower. It feels like maybe 140 because as I mentioned earlier, when I press the pedal, okay, you can feel that G-force push you back.
Yeah, I did feel
So
actually.
basically, that's how you feel. That's how you tell if a car is really torquey. And so this car has about 200 Newton meters of torque, I mentioned earlier. So you can really feel that in the drive. So the low end power for this car is pretty good for 1.4.
And especially when you put it into manual mode, the power is basically in your hand, in your control, because you can actually do the upshift and downshift, and
Yes.
it gives you more command of the power, more control of the power rather than using the manual.
Exactly.
Great
so
stuff.
In drive, the car will change up earlier.
Definitely.
In order to save fuel. But if you really, really want to have some fun,
definitely, yeah.
you're definitely going to drive this car in manual mode.
Cool. And once again, Eric, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us and giving us once again your thoughts on the new Scirocco.
All right. Thank you very much for inviting me.